Bonjour mes amis! This is episode 129 of the Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy Trivia Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Rollins, and this week, we're going to France. The food, the culture, the art, and the history are all fair game this week. As always, it's 3 rounds of 10 questions each. You get 5 seconds to come up with your answer before we move on. I think that covers things to start, so let's begin. The Dorky round. Number 1. What is the capital of France? Paris. Number 2. What are the 3 colors on the French flag? Blue, white, and red. Number 3. France produces 1.7 million tons of what food product every year? Cheese. They make over 1,600 varieties and export nearly half of all the cheese they produce. Number 4. When the Chrysler Building in New York was built, it became the tallest man-made structure in the world. What held the record before it? The Eiffel Tower. Number 5. What Frenchman survived 32 assassination attempts? French President Charles de Gaulle. He holds the world record. Number 6. What French author wrote Les Miserables and The Hunchback of Notre Dame? Victor Hugo. Number 7. On June 6, 1944, Allied forces began to retake France from Germany during World War II by landing in what region? Normandy. Number 8. Alexandre Dumas wrote what famous novel about a trio of king's guards? The Three Musketeers. Number 9. What region of France is part of South America? French Guiana. Number 10. In 1994, what engineering marvel connected France to Great Britain? The Channel Tunnel, or Channel. The Geeky round. Number 1. The Abbey of Mont Saint-Michel is a tidal island, meaning what? It's only accessible by land at low tide. Number 2. What is the French national anthem? La Marseillaise. Number 3. While 51% of the French identify as Christian, 40% identify as what? Having no religion. Number 4. What is the motto of France? Liberté, égalité, fraternité, or liberty, equality, fraternity. Number 5. The French are pioneers in aviation, having invented what form of flight in 1783? The hot air balloon. Number 6. In February 2016, France banned supermarkets from doing what? Throwing away food. Stores must donate surplus food to food banks or charities. Number 7. What is the highest mountain in France? Mont Blanc. At 4,807 meters, it's also the highest peak in Europe. Number 8. What was the name of the fascist government that ran occupied France from 1940 to 1944? The Vichy regime, so named since it was headquartered in the town of Vichy. Number 9. What French monarch was known as the Sun King? Louis XIV. Number 10. France incorporates several large islands. Which is the biggest? Corsica in the Mediterranean. The nerdy round. Number 1. How many countries border France? Eight. Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany, Switzerland, Monaco, Italy, Andorra, and Spain. Number 2. In terms of landmass, where does France rank in the world? (42nd). However, it is the largest country in the European Union. Number 3. France is broken up into regions. How many regions are there? (18). Number 4. René Laennec invented what now commonplace medical device in 1816? The stethoscope. Number 5. Frenchwoman Jean-Louise Calment holds the record for what? She was the oldest verified person ever. She lived to be 122. Born in 1875, she saw the Eiffel Tower built, 2 world wars, and the invention of the automobile, the airplane, and the television. Number 6. In 1910, French rail chiefs outlawed what practice on rail platforms? . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Kissing. Apparently, amorous couples were delaying the departure of trains. Number 7. The iconic cycling race, the Tour de France, began in what year? It started in 1903. Number 8. What French town became the seat of the Catholic Church in 1309? It was moved to Avignon by Pope Clement V. It was moved back to Rome in 1377. Number 9. While Notre Dame is arguably the most famous church in all of Paris, if not the world, what church is built at the highest point in Paris? The Basilica of Sacré-Cœur. Number 10. Who is considered the last monarch of France? Emperor Napoleon III, who ruled from 1852 to 1870. Louis Philippe was the last king of France. Nous sommes finis. We're all done. I hope you enjoyed our little voyage to France. It's been over 20 years since I've been and would love to be able to go back. In the meantime, I'll just chill with you fine folks over some more trivia. Speaking of, here's your clue for next week's show. What actor and comedian was born July 21st, 1951? I'll see you back here next Wednesday. This has been episode 129 of the Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy Trivia Podcast. The music has been by Jason Shaw of Audionautics.com. I'm your host, Brian Rollins. You can find me at thevoicesinmyhead.com. Merci de m'avoir écouté, and thanks for listening.